Today, I'm going to be sharing with you our hand-picked match prediction events for the upcoming Champions League round 8 of this tournament, of course. But before we proceed, I would like to share with you the past results on round 7 which we had. So congratulations to those of you who follow our match prediction events for the Champions League round 7, and all the hand-picked events which we shared to you ended as a win. So congratulations to you all. Before we proceed to the event of today, I first of all want to share with you the last result on round 7. So looking at the first event we shared based on the last result on the round 7 of this tournament, we looked at Atalanta against Tom Grace, and we said that Atalanta is going to lead and also the possibility of at least 1.5 goals or 2 goals over. Both cases were true, making it successful. Looking at the next event, which we shared in the round 7, was that is AC Milan against Girino. We stated that AC Milan is going to win in full time or to give AC Milan a double chance. Both cases were true, and AC Milan have a lead, so it was successful. At the next, we looked in the next event where we shared a match between, that is, Arsenal against Dynamo Zagreb. And in this event, we stated that Arsenal is going to lead, and we also stated the possibility of 1.5 goals and 2.5 goals in full time. Arsenal lead, and there was 1.5 goal in full time as well as 2.5 goals. Both cases were successful. Looking at the next, we looked at the next event where we shared a match between Celtic against Young Boys, and we stated that Celtic is going to lead this event in full time as one of the major pick, and it ended as 1-0 with Celtic having a lead, and it was also successful. And lastly, we looked at Real Madrid against Salzburg, where we predicted Real Madrid to lead and also the possibility of 1.5 goals and 2.5 goals to occur in this match in full time. Both cases ended as successful, Real Madrid leading by 5-1, and also the possibility of 1.5 and 2.5 goals over. So both cases were successful. So all the events we shared with you based on the Champions League round 7 ended as successful. So congratulations to you all. And now we are going to share the event of today based on the round 8 of this tournament. But before we proceed, I have a quick announcement to make. If you come here to the front page of our channel here on the home section, you're going to notice that we provide game predictions in terms of corner kicks as well as goals, match prediction picks, which we provide to members only. And if you join also to become a member of the Level 2 Pro Plan or the Level 3 Master Plan, you're going to have access to our handpicked events, which we share to members only. As well as if you become a member of the Level 2 Pro Plan, you are not only going to have our handpicked events, which we shared in terms of corner kicks and goals probability, but you also have access to our handpicked match prediction tutorial, that is our Level 2 Pro Classes tutorial, to enable you to become or to take winning into your hand. Of course, we have game prediction tutorial like the live match corner kick strategy, which we have explained. Also, the simple trick to make consistent win bet strategy, which we shared to level of, that is Level 2 members, and as well as never seen soccer betting strategy, which we have released the secret for you to take advantage of it, and as well as straight win and comeback strategy that will amaze you, over 2.5 goal strategy, and 99% win rate membership strategy that will enable you to take winning into your hands. Once you become a member of the Level 2 Pro Plan, you're going to have access to these Level 2 Pro classes, which of course will enable you to take winning to the next height. And to those of you who join as a member of the Level 3, of course, the Level 3 Master Classes, you're going to have access to our Level 3 Master Classes, which reveal the first video here, the AI tool which we use to find game predictions in terms of goals probability and straight win. Of course, we are going to reveal the top secret AI tool we use for this strategy. We also have game changer match prediction strategy in terms of corner kick event, the top secret website we use, as well as how we predict corner kicks to take advantage of it and start to also make consistent win. You're also going to have access to AI tools we use, as well as the home and away strategy, which we have explained step by step. We also shared with you 2.5 goal match prediction strategy to beat the bookies and win even more. And once you're a member of the Level 3 Masterclass, you're going to have access to all of these features. So join in to become a member of either Level 2 Pro Plan or the Level 3 Master Plan. Will give you access to some top-notch match prediction tutorials, which you can start to take your winning to the next height. And also having additional bonus by the match prediction picks we share to members of Level 2 Pro as well as Level 3 Master. You want to make sure to access one of these level that is level 2 or level 3, to start to have access to our top-notch match prediction tutorial to make you go to the next height in terms of winning probability. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video description. You want to make sure to go ahead, navigate and join. And once you join as a member, I'll put the link below here, which of course, if you go to navigate to that link, you're going to have all this video in one place so that you can just sit behind, start to watch all of this video, grab the knowledge and start to make consistent winning with the knowledge we have shared. So without wasting time, let's now begin with the first event of our today's list. Looking at the first event, of course, we are looking at Bayer Leverkusen against Sparta Prague. This will take place on Wednesday, of course, Bayer Leverkusen against Sparta Prague. And looking at the recent performance in terms of game played by the home and the away, Bayer Leverkusen at home, especially in the Bundesliga, have proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had, scoring at least 2 and 3 goals and even 5 goals in each event. The opponent, on the other hand, Sparta Prague, has not been amazing in terms of recent games they have had, especially in the first Liga of Czech Republic. Of course, looking at the stand performance in terms of the recent gameplay for this particular tournament, the home team Bayer Leverkusen have proved to be on a better stand with a very high offense and great defense. Looking at that of its Sparta Prague, on the other hand, is not as good in terms of offense and defense as compared to Bayer Leverkusen at home. The defensive power of Sparta Prague, based on the away performance, have proved to be very weak in defense. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, the recent performance of Bayer Leverkusen in terms of recent event they have had have proved to have a very high offense. And since the defensive line of the away team for this particular tournament have proved that Leverkusen is good at offense, but the defense of its opponent is very weak. We want to look at Bayer Leverkusen to take advantage of the weak defense of its opponent to lead this match in full time as one of the major picks. And we also want to look at the possibility of at least 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals over, since the defensive line of the away is very weak for this particular tournament. So 2 major picks. 1, Bayer Leverkusen to lead. 2, the possibility of at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we'll look at Bayern Munich against Slovan Bratislava. This is still going to take place on the 29th, which is Wednesday, same as the first. On the 29th, Leverkusen is still on the 29th, then Bayern Munich is still on the 29th against Slovan Bratislava. Of course, the recent performance, game played of Bayern Munich, based on the home performance in the Bundesliga of Germany, have proved to be very offensive, scoring 5 goals in each event. Its opponent, on the other hand, Slovan, have proved not to be very great in the defensive lineup and also at offense. Looking at this tournament, of course, the performance of Bayern Munich in terms of recent gameplay they have had prove that they are the fit in this table, having a high offensive power with a great defense. But that of Slovan Bratislava, on the other hand, the defensive line proved that they are not very tight, and of course, the offensive line is also not good. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. The recent performance of Bayern Munich, based on recent events they have had at home, of course, especially in the Bundesliga, have proved that they are very offensive. Its opponent, on the other hand, its lineup in defense and offense is not great in its own league. And looking at this particular tournament, Bayern Munich is going to bring that form here. And the fact that it's also having a very high offensive power and defensive power for this particular Champions League tournament in the league table, of course, the defensive line and offense of Bayern Munich is very impressive. But that of its opponent, on the other hand, the defensive line is very weak, and want to look at Bayern Munich to take advantage of that weak defense of the away to lead in full time as one of the major picks, as well as the possibility of 1.5 goal in full time or 2.5 goals in full time. These are our major picks. 1, Bayern Munich to lead. 2, 1.5 goal in full time. 3, 2.5 goals in full time. Looking at the next, we'll look at Man City against Club Brugge. This is still on the 29th, which is Wednesday. Of course, Man City, based on the recent gameplay they have had, especially in the tournament that is in the Premier League of England, Man City have proved to have a good offense, especially in the recent gameplay they have had. The opponent, Club Brugge, on the other hand, is also a good offensive team. By recent game they have had, especially in the JL, that is the Jupiter Pro League of Belgium. Looking at the stand performance of this particular tournament, the home team, Man City, that is based on recent event they have had, of course, Man City proved that the offensive lineup, as you can see, is very, very great in terms of offense with a very great defense as well. Of course, looking at that of its opponent, Club Brugge, in the away performance, Club Brugge have proved that in terms of the defensive line, they are not very tight, and the offense is not as great as that of Man City based on home performance. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the performance of the home team Man City have proved to be very offensive, especially also in the Premier League of England. Its opponent, Club Brugge, in the Jupiter Pro League have also proved to be offensive. But of course, the tournament of this league table for this particular round tournament, of course, Man City, the home team, have proved to have better offense as compared to that of Club Brugge. We want to look at Man City to have the upper hand here. And of course, we also want to look at least 1.5 goal in full time, since both sides want to impress. So 1, Man City to lead, 2, at least 1.5 goals in full time. Looking at the next here, we looked at Salzburg against Atletico de Madrid. And of course, the recent performance of Salzburg in its game played have proved that the defensive line is not very good, especially in the CL, that is the Champions League itself, in the club friendly, as you can see, and also CF. In the Bundesliga of Austria, of course, they have proved that even the defensive line is not that is, the offensive line is good. And looking at the opponent, which is Atletico de Madrid, based on games they've had in the LL, that is in the La Liga, have proved that. Of course, you can see LL here. They have been great, especially against Barcelona. And looking at the recent stands performance of this particular tournament, the away team, Atletico de Madrid, based on the away performance, have proved that they have a very great offense with a defense that is not very tight. The offense is what that impressed here. And looking at the performance of Salzburg at home, of course, Salzburg performance in terms of the home game played have proved that the defensive line is not very tight. And looking at everything in place, we'll look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular gameplay, of course, the performance of Atletico de Madrid, based on the away gameplay, have proved to have a very great offense. And since the defensive line of the home is not very tight, we want to look at Atletico de Madrid. They waited to take advantage of the weak defense of the home to either lead this game in full time or to give it a double chance. And also looking at the performance of Atletico de Madrid in the recent gameplay they have had in its own league, the performance has been great as compared to that of Salzburg in the Austria. Of course, we are looking at Atletico de Madrid to have the upper hand. 1, Atletico Madrid to lead. 2, a double chance for Atletico de Madrid. And to those of you who want to have access to a hand-picked match prediction events in the upcoming games, match predictions based on big league events like Champions League, of course, Premier League, the Conference League, Europa League, and other big league events which will provide to members only, you want to make sure to join to become a member of the Level 2 Pro Plan or the Level 3 Master Plan to start to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next height. And you're also going to have access to our top-notch match prediction tutorials, that is betting classes like for the Level 2 Pro and also Level 3 Master to take your winning to the next height. Access all of these features to start taking consistent winning and take winning into your hands. So good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye-bye for now.